Okay, so I'm here working on my flax. This is all from my previous attempt here. And then we're at my rock pile here. As you can see here, I have some already processed flax. The longer fibers. These are from kind of short stalks of flax. They're not really long. So these fibers aren't going to be super long, but they're totally spinnable fibers for thread to make clothing. These are not my longest plants that I grew and harvested, but this is my first batch of retting. So we've got long fibers, medium fibers, which are akin to long staple wool, which is perfectly spinnable. And you can comb that on wool combs and also diz it out and turn it into roving if you want. So that works. I've done that already. And then you have tow, which is the really fine short fibers. Get a few longer bits in here that could probably go in with these. But this stuff here is short, about 2 inches or less for the most part, and good for blending with wool. And so what we have, so you only get about a third of your fiber as long fiber. So there's a lot of waste. And so we get a couple stalks here. Got a big fat stalk and some a really thin one. And then we've got a really thick one and some medium-sized ones. So there's a big variation here. And you got the root end, and that's the end that you actually want to pull from when you're spinning. I believe that's one of the reasons why they have you keep the root, so you can keep the fiber direction consistent. I think it pulls better from the root end than everything else. So the process here, after it's been retted, is to break it. There's many ways that you can do that. You can crush it. You can run a heavy rock on it if you want, but you're still going to need to kind of crumble it apart because you want the inner core. So the fibers are on the bark, and we're separating the bark from the inner core. The inner core is like straw, and it's thin, and it's just gonna fall out. So you can see all these little piles of inner core, and then you have your fibers left over. So this is already retted fiber. So the tips have fiber, but there's a lot of branching, which creates a lot of short tow. So I'm not a fan of the really long stuff, so I'm just pulling it off and getting rid of it. I learned that last year from the other plants, because where you have this branching that you can see your flower heads, and it's just very, very thin anyway, and it's just a real pain. It creates a lot of fluff and difficulty. So after it's broke, you get some of the inner core out. So that's the process. And so you can see it all just fall out, but you can see that there's still stuff stuck. So you want to scotch it, which is further knocking out stuff in between. Still doesn't get 100%, but it helps. So this is just a real quick example. Then we take a comb or hackle, wrap the finger around because it's... So now we're going to comb this through the hackle, which helps further get pieces off and also get short pieces of fiber. And then you just move down, and this will untangle and also pull the short bits of fiber out. Then you spin it around, get grip, and again you start at the end and work your way back so everything's getting clean. A big knot. That's the purpose of the hackle, is to get the knots and shorter fibers out. And then you're left with a short fiber toe, which is here, and then long fiber for spinning, which will blend in with this other long fiber that I have, which adds to it. So now I've got another batch of nice long fiber, and these little bits will fall out, and we have good spinnable untangled fibers. And that will come next. So there you have it. Quick and easy. And the toe is really good for blending with wool. So you can see the raw, retted. So the fibers are separating from the core toe, and finished long fiber. And some more toe from my other stuff. There you go. Talk to y'all later.